I want to demonstrate for you how to work with HTML blocks in your Moodle course. HTML blocks are really the building blocks of your course, and you'll notice you have several of them. You have a settings block that shows up on every course automatically, and you have a number of other default ones: search forums, latest news, upcoming events. All of these middle blocks are also HTML blocks, and we can play with the look of our course by changing those. One of the first things I like to do is get rid of all of the automatic blocks that I don't need, because I find that it makes my course really busy when there are blocks all over it, and my students get confused about what they should be watching. So I delete the blocks that I don't feel that I need by clicking on the X. So I don't use the search forums, so I'm going to click on that X and it deletes. I'm going to get rid of latest news, upcoming events, and recent activity. Those are all blocks that I never use in my courses. Now you might find that you have a reason for them. You can add in blocks that you think you might need by clicking under the Add a Block HTML block. I can click on that and you'll see there are a number of pre-existing blocks that we can add. One that I like is navigation. And when I click on that, it creates a block here for me that lists all of my courses for me, so that I don't necessarily have to go all the way back to my home button just to see all of my courses. So I've got a navigation box. Now I might not want it over here on the right, and I can move that block just by clicking on this little move button, this little tag. And that, notice how this gives me some empty boxes, choices where I can move it. So I'm going to move it down to this one right here, and all I have to do is click in that box and my navigation box has now moved over there. So it's very easy to add HTML blocks and to move them. I want to show you another option which I think makes it really nice to be able to customize your course, and that is to add an HTML block, and that's just a blank HTML block. So I'm going to click on that, and now I have a new HTML block, and I have all of my editing tools. I can move it where I want it, I can click on it to edit it, I can click on the X to get rid of it, I can click on this little I. When I click on that, it makes it so that I can see it, but my students cannot see it. I'm going to open that up again. So if I wanted to edit this block, I can just click on the little hand, and I can put a title in it. Introduction, or whatever I'd like to put there. So it's as simple as that. And when I click Save Changes, there's my new introduction block, and I can add notes to it for my students. So we'll be looking at some other things in class to do with these blocks, but that's how you move them around, and that's how you add new ones.